Welcome to Rauta's non-metal reviews. It's actually dual review this time because I didn't want to just take a full slot for these bands because they are not really metal, and also because there is no other video coming today for this special Sunday. Now, what these two bands are, one is called Dr. Elephant's Revolution with its self-financed album, and the other one is Silvernite, which is released by I think Valve Studios. This came already out in late February 2021, whereas this is 2020 release. Both are kind of a rock music, and yet at the same time none of that totally. Let's start with the band called Dr. Elephant's Revolution. Now this one is a peculiar style, and I can't say it's for the good of the listener here, because the thing here is, when you have a self-financed album that lasts for 69 minutes, you're not most likely in for a treat. Or maybe you are, depending once again what kind of stuff you're looking for. But to be honest, I had really, really hard time enjoying this album at all because it's kind of a mess. Like I said, 69 minutes is a rough call for just about any album, unless it's really good, and most are not with that kind of stuff, especially when they're self-financed. That kind of gives you indication. Nobody was ready to sign you up, so you release it on your own, which is kind of a warning sign. Now, this is some kind of a hard band to label properly. Two people behind it, and then some guest vocals, guest musicians, and all that stuff. Do the stuff here, you can pretty much find the information here. And the music here is kind of a weird combination of shock rock, it's kind of alternative metal, it's kind of indie rock, it's various styles, and it's kind of hard to box it into one category. Some people definitely like it because then you can have a multitude of different styles and details and all that stuff. But for me, it feels like this is like an album where Marilyn Manson took a little bit of a part, then maybe Rob Zombie came in, without zombies that is, and replaced by pirates. Then you have some alt rock, I don't know, maybe even nu metal, and then some goofier style what only German people can do, and that's what's going on here. Now, when you have that with 69 minutes of a mess, it's gonna be a really tiresome group, unless, that is, you're in for a roller coaster ride, metaphorically speaking, in which case you might just, like the whole concept of the band. They have this kind of a pirate thing, which is kind of neat, and they have clearly some kind of a visual understanding of what's supposed to be. But really, what I have problem with is not so much as what the concept of the band would be, but more about, they're not able to do that kind of interesting music. It seems like every track is made for a different kind of audience. And there are clean vocals, there are female vocals, male vocals, there are growlier parts. Everything seems to be a mess. Some points are just outright annoying. I really couldn't stand some of the songs, and I was like, grinding my teeth while listening to it. Where some parts are more like, okay, this is potential stuff. It's not about production, because the production is actually pretty neat and supports the music here. But when it comes to the actual songwriting, most parts, it's like, I can't stand it. It would have been trouble to do it for 30 minutes, let alone 69 minutes. So in my opinion, and I'm sorry to say that, but this is kind of a horrible album. Don't waste your time on that. And the other album we have in question is very different style. It's kind of a rockish, but it's also kind of a synthwave. It's actually like a retro combination of synthwave and melodic pop rock. So definitely not metal. Now, Silvernite is quite a new project, it seems, and there's not much stuff out. And they're not taking themselves too seriously either, it seems. But I think it kind of works for the favor of the band, because, this is very goofy, very uplifting music, kind of a good mood stuff. And it depends so much on what is your feeling and kind of attitude towards synthwave, retro wave, 1980s in general, because this is much like a quantum leap to the past. It's like 1980s pop music were then married to this kind of synthwave, and there's a lot of potential really in that. But for me, it was kind of a too cheesy. It started to feel like my mouth, my head is just like, you know, melting because of this sugariness and cheesiness, and like everything is just kind of like too much. And while I can totally like a lot of synthwave, retrowave, outrun kind of bands, this is a little bit too much, because even though 1980s I think were kind of a peak moments for pop music, I'm not a big pop fan, but I mean I like that bands were so original and different in style. But with this, it's like it's kind of a bizarre combination. It's almost like the girl next door you think is really cute and sweet and nice and all, but you know it's not for you, because it's way too cheery, way too just, you know, yeah, yippee, and you're like, man, I can't touch this. She's cute and all, but not for me. That is like the thing. It's like a box of candies you know you can't eat because it's too sweet. It's like a cheesecake with lots of syrup and Reese candies and all that shit all over, and you're like, hey man, I only wanted a burger. I didn't want that cheesecake. It's just gonna rot my teeth away. Now, for some people who are really into that sweetness and uplifting moments and all that stuff, I can really recommend Silvernite. It's not up right in my alley, but that is not to say that these people don't know what they're doing. At least it's something different, so I'll give that credit to that. And now the question is, should I be banished to a deserted island for my crimes against humanity and all? Which one would I choose for my soundtrack? Well, the winner is quite clearly this one. Not that I prefer neither of these, really. You know, if I got to choose, I would take just Slayer with me or something else. But between these two, this is the winner. So if you have to choose only one of these, which you want to give a chance to, go with Silvernite. But obviously, you decide for yourself. You have been warned. You have been, I don't know, you have been warned. That's it. Take care and bye-bye.